sure you saw we released that Trey Flowers is our nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year. Couldn't be happier for a guy that does so much for our team in a lot of ways. I know he's very active in his community. He's also active here in Detroit, and he's really been a little bit more of an outspoken leader here. Particularly this spring in terms of social injustice and things that were happening. I mean, he really kind of stepped forward. He's not a man of a lot of words, but when he spoke up, a lot of the guys were listening. So it's great. It's great to see him getting that recognition that he deserves because he does so much. So I just want to say that, and then open it up for questions.
All right, we'll start with Bill Huber in Green Bay. Bill, I think you're muted still. All right, we'll go with Justin Rogers next.
Darrell, I got a couple for you here. First, with Kenny, I don't think he's practiced since the injury. He might have been limited during one of the projected injury reports during Thanksgiving. I'm just curious why the team didn't go the IR route this year with him, given the 3-week window for players to come back.
Justin, I probably can't give you all the insight, because it's been so many weeks back. I just know where we're at right now at this point. But Kenny's yesterday. Kenny's progressing. There's a lot of working on the side, and there's times that we'll see him out there on the field trying to get work, but he's doing everything that he can to get back. But just as far as the time frame, I can't give you enough information on that.
And then on Aaron Rodgers, it's obviously been a while, but you were with him that first year in Green Bay. I'm just curious your memories of that time with Aaron, and did you ever, foresee or project that he would develop into one of the all-time greats that he has?
Well, first, we're probably going to think it's easy to say, but absolutely I did. I remember breaking down the draft that year, and Aaron was my top-rated guy for us there. I don't know if how we had him rated as a team. We'll talk about that, but as far as how I had him, Aaron was the number one guy. I saw him as a guy that would be able to come in and play right away if he needed to. We were so far down in the draft, didn't think that was going to be a possibility for us. But I thought if you were a team picking early, that he would definitely be a guy that could help you. He ran, a system that would enable him to play quickly. And then all the skill sets that he had was, I think they're showing up every single day. He's playing as well as any quarterback's ever played in this league.
Thank you, Bev.
Tim?
Hey, Bev. After you guys fell behind in Chicago, I remember you saying you just told the guys, keep playing. Don't look at the scoreboard, whatever, just play the last whistle. I'm curious, has that become kind of a mantra of yours? Just, play hard to the whistle every play, to the final whistle. Just don't look at the scoreboard and just keep playing, keep fighting.
Yeah, that's the thing that we're trying to instill is to do exactly that. Is to make sure that you don't measure the game. You can come out and the team can have you've seen it before. You get great momentum with an opening kickoff for a touchdown and you lose 35-7, or you get up 21-0 at half and you lose 28-21. So it doesn't really matter, how you start, although you want to start well, but it does matter how you finish. And, whether that you can break it down to a play, you can break it down to a quarter, to a half, to and all the way to the end of the game. And, so that's what I'm trying to instill in these guys. Don't measure it. So it helps you from avoiding the emotions that you can, get caught up in the game. It's just play the next play. Let's go. Let's have a great time doing it. And then at the end, that's, when that clock hits 0-0-0, that's the time that you look up there and see, how the game went. And, that's what we're trying to get here.
Thanks, man.
Mike Rothstein.
Hey, I'm going to probably ask the same question that it seems like gets asked all the time about DeAndre. How did he come out of Wednesday's practice? It seems like it's such a day-to-day type situation with him.
Yeah, Mike, it really is. And, I thought yesterday was probably one of the better days that he had. So I liked where he was at. Got to see how he progresses through this day, in terms of, all the meetings and things that we go through first. And then we'll get him back out there on the field and see, the carryover from yesterday. There's a little bit of different things, right? One is obviously coming back from the illness, but is also with the time that he's had off, getting your body going again, like how much soreness do you have, all those kind of things that can go into that as well. So we're just really taking that day to day.
And last week you said that if DeAndre played, it would be a pretty potentially limited scope for him. whenever he gets back on the field in that first game, is that what you anticipate, or could it be he goes full go kind of right the first game he gets back?
Yeah, Mike, I think it's just different in terms of, if we were talking last week, he would have only been an opportunity to, maybe get a little bit of reps at the very end of the week. So I think it all depends on the day, how much practice he was able to have during that week, because, you put different parts of the game plan in. So if you only get to practice on, the end of the week on a Friday, then it's probably going to be a little bit more limited role. If you get a full week's practice, then, there's going to be obviously more opportunity for you to do more.
Cool. Appreciate it. Thanks, Bev.
Kyle?
Hey, Bev, I got one more injury question for you. A little bit of a theme today. Okuda missed a couple of games with a shoulder injury. He was listed yesterday with groin. Can you just provide some clarity on what's going on with him?
Yeah, I think the groin's been one that he's been battling, and he also had the shoulder from, I think it was the Carolina game, if I remember correctly. That thing's kind of subsided, but as we were doing other things, the groin kind of became more more of an issue. So that's what we're working with right now.
Thank you.
Yep.
Let's go to Jason in Green Bay.
Jason, you're good.
Hey, Bev, congratulations, first of all.
Thanks. Good to see you.
And I apologize to all the Detroit media. You're still, you got a lot of history here in Wisconsin, and you're still kind of a big deal here. So I'm wondering, we're all the combination of all of our experiences, right? And you've had a lot of different people that you've worked with over the years. But I'm wondering if you could kind of articulate a couple of the influences that you got from maybe Barry, from Chile, from Mike Sherman, and from working with Favre, and how those four, among the others, kind of influenced the coach you've become today.
Yeah, I mean, wow. So going back to to Coach Alvarez, well, when I went to the University of Wisconsin, I mean, it was a time where he was turning a program around, and I got to watch as we progressed through the first season that we were there, almost made a bowl game, came back the next year, and we're able to win the Big Ten and go to the Rose Bowl, obviously. And I was able to watch how he was able to take a bunch of guys. This was always how I said it, Jason. I think he got the average player to play good. He got the good players to play great. And he got those great players to kind of play out of their mind. And so one, I thought that the impact that he had on coaching, but also is he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He knew how he wanted to play the game. Now I think I changed that a little bit because I think he wanted to run the option more. But that was definitely not happening with me. So I might have changed that a little bit. But it was still the running team, the running style. And I definitely think that's been ingrained in me, with that stuff, with that kind of thing. Coach Childress and I go back a long way. I mean, definitely been a huge mentor to me. I mean, he recruited me at Northern Arizona first. I went and played for him there a year before I went on my mission. And then really a guy that just, was a coach that instilled belief in somebody. And, he believed in me even after not playing a game for five full seasons. Recruits me to the University of Wisconsin, and then he was a great teacher. He had a really great understanding of offense, and I think that's where I grew to know the offense, to know the West Coast, the West Coast system, and that kind of thing. Then when I went with Coach Sherman, it was my first time. I was a very young coach in the in the NFL. Gave me my first shot. Just a QC guy. It wasn't quite easy, from the first day. And there was a lot of growing pains in terms of, learning on the job and exactly what they wanted me to do. But after a couple months, I think I turned it around. I was able to earn his respect, earned, Coach Rossi's respect as well. And then, when I was able to do that, they start giving you a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And, all of a sudden they say, hey, like, why don't you take a look at third down, see what your ideas are there. And then I was, obviously entrusted to be the quarterback coach. I think I've talked about Brett a lot on here. I think the first thing that jumps out is how he played the game with his style. Obviously, the love of the game. The childlike enthusiasm, the mental and physical toughness that guy had. I think really all those things, Jason, kind of just start to shape you. You see things, and then I'm taking as much as I can and trying to put that into what I have an opportunity to do right now.
Thanks.
Go back to Bill Huber.
Hey, Darrell, how you doing?
Good.
Good. I know it's a half a lifetime ago, but how often do you think about that Rose Bowl run, and can you kind of take us on a trip down? Again, my apologies to the Detroit guys there, but take us on a trip down memory lane to that historic play.
Oh, I mean, I think it's kind of a little ironic, that the play I'm known for in Wisconsin history was a run, since I was not the fastest guy. But I mean, I have great memories. I see the W, I see the red, I see that. I just have great memories. Walking down the street, somebody's wearing a Wisconsin hat, on Wisconsin, because I had such a great experience there. Great coaches. I had a bunch of great teammates that I was able to play with, and to be able to go into a place, turn it around, with a bunch of great people, and then be able to go from, we hadn't been to a Rose Bowl in 31 years. The school had never won, and to be able to go there, to win the game, obviously to make an impact play in that game, close to my heart. I love it. I love to see it. I love being joked about. I love everything that goes on with that play, and it's really fun memories.
Thanks. Dave?
Bev, first I should probably tell Jason and Bill, for that matter, that not only are you a big deal in Wisconsin, but the only undefeated coach in the NFL, so a big deal here right now too, I guess. But no, I just had a quick follow-up on what Justin asked about Aaron Rodgers. Do you have share with me your best Aaron Rodgers story, A, and then B, how has your relationship with him sort of developed, I guess, since that season?
Oh wow, best story of Aaron. It was just that first year that I was there with him. The year that we drafted him, I thought it was a great experience for me. Really, two younger guys, obviously with this veteran player that we had that was as big as the game is. To be able to watch him and be able to learn. So Aaron and I, kind of were a little bit, close that way, because we were kind of I don't know if it's newer guys or whatever, but I remember bringing him in the day that we drafted him. We flew him in, kind of giving him a little tour. I thought our relationship was good. I got to be honest. I think somewhere there in the middle, when I left and then went to Minnesota, I don't think the relationship was very good anymore. And understandably why, right? But obviously have a ton of respect for him, everything that he's doing. Really, as I said, it's not a surprise to me. I got to see him, his work ethic firsthand. Got to see how smart he was. Obviously, I understood some of the skill sets from watching him on tape and then watching him in practice with, his accuracy, his ability to move, the way his mind is that he thinks and is able to get in and out of things and get yourself into the best play. So, it was a great time working with him.
Thank you.
Go to Steve in Green Bay.
Thank you for doing this. I was just wondering, Green Bay's defense seems to have made a few more big plays the last few games. I was just wondering, from your perspective, how do they look different now than maybe the defense, how do they look different now than when you faced them a few months ago?
Yeah, I think, one of the things, that I can't get past is Zadarius. He causes a major problem, and they move him all over the place. The rush ability that he has, whether he rushes a center, a guard, a tackle, he doesn't quit. He can go speed to power very quickly, so he can just crush the pocket on the quarterback. But he also is very shifty in his moves and can get pressure on the quarterback that way. I think Kiki is playing outstanding right now. Again, another guy that's got really quick moves at the line of scrimmage. That can cause problem for some of our guards, and I really could keep naming them. I think they're doing a great job in the secondary with Jair on really kind of number 23 does a great job for them. Really active on the football. King active on the football as well. So a good scheme. Number one, they can and I think that really what they're basing it off of, Steve, is just getting pressure on the quarterback first. That's where it starts. That's where I see it, and that's the problem that we're going to have this week.
All right, well, last question, Mike Clemens.
Coach, congrats. I enjoyed covering you in Green Bay. I got 20 football questions, but I want to ask one fun question. A couple of years, Favre told us about a hunting trip. You took him on out west. He said he's used to his property in Wisconsin, but hunting with Darrell in the mountains, he felt like he was in the big leagues. How did he do? Tell us about that experience.
It was a great experience. I have a cousin that's down in southern Utah, so we went on a hunting trip down there for cougars. we saw a couple. We were able to track a couple, and then it was actually quite an experience. I think we rode horses for like 18 miles first, and then jumped off the horses, jumped in a car, and started cutting roads and looking for tracks. Found tracks. The dogs were able to go out. I mean, we were able to find just a beautiful cougar to take a look at. And I mean, it was. I don't know if I want to give all the story away. Maybe Brett should be able to tell a little bit better. But he had a bow that he was trying to use. I think he only had 4 arrows, and at the end there was no arrows left, but the cougar was still running. So we can finish the rest of the story later.
Thanks, Bev.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Bev. Thanks, Eamon.
Appreciate it.